Hello, welcome everyone to the 21st video lecture of Principles of Marketing, semester number 1, model number 3. Today we are beginning with model number 3, that is unit 3, that is new product development, abbreviated as NPD. So in today's video lecture we are gonna just have an introduction about what is new product development, NPD. So let us begin. Now when we are talking about new product, or before, let's go a little behind in our syllabus and see what all we have seen. We started with concepts of marketing, which were needs and wants, right? Then from there we went towards STP, right? So we started with certain basic concepts, that is consumers normally have needs which become wants eventually, and then with wants they start demanding certain products, okay, if they have the ability to pay and the willingness to pay. Now uh, once as a marketer, if we want to satisfy the needs of the consumers in a very better way and in an efficient way, we have to go through these three steps. That is what we have seen in model number 1. This we have seen in model number 1, this we have seen in model number 2. So this stands for segmentation, targeting and positioning, right? STP. Now after we do all this, that is STP, the next concept that we are studying in model number 3 is from STP we are having our 4 P's, right? This is known as the marketing mix. Now what are these 4 P's? We'll see now. The 4 P's, that is are product, product, price, place and promotion. Product, price, place and promotion. Then in this, if you see product, price, place and promotion, the first P that we are discussing is product. Now what is a product, if we want to understand? So product can be anything. If you go to any kirana shop and a D-Mart, Reliance, Big Bazaar, anywhere, you see various products. What are these products? Now products generally like soap, you may see cereals, pulses, sugar, wheat, all these kinds of products, then chocolates. These are some things that you see in DMart. Now what are these? All these are products. Now are products only physical in nature? When we talk about products in marketing, we talk about those products which we are gonna offer. So in marketing terminology, what is a product? Product does not include only this tangible aspects. They also include lot of intangible things also that we offer to our customers. What are these? So let us understand what is a product. But before going into this product concept of product, I'll just go through what you are gonna see in this model number 3, that is new product development, NPD. An introduction, and this is the part that we are gonna cover in today's class. New product, what is new product, introduction, then followed by need and limitation of new product development, why we should go for new product development, why not continue with the existing product. Then we have to understand what are the reasons of failure of new product, why new products fail. In fact, many new products fail. Only 10% of the new products are actually existing in market for more than 1 year. All remaining 90% of the new products that have been introduced, either they do not enter into the market at all, or they vanish within the first 1 year. Then what are the stages of new product development? Very important question. This might be asked in your examination also, stages in new product development. And then this also is reasonably important, that is the adoption process. Very simple topic this is. you can very easily get it. So let us start. We were discussing about product can be tangible as well as intangible. What is tangibility? Tangibility means you can, it is physical, you can touch, you can feel the product, like mm, sugar, wheat, whatever examples I had given, all were physical products. You can see it, okay, you can store it, okay. You can purchase soap for this month and next month also. If you purchase an box of oil, that is tin of oil, the tin of oil you are going to use for 2, 3 or 4 months. So you can store this in your house, and that is why it is tangible in nature, okay. You can touch it, you can feel it, right? So they are tangible in nature, they are physical. But there are certain other benefits also which are intangible in nature. For example, service. The electrician gives you certain service, right? The plumber gives you service, the driver gives you service. So all these are also kind of products. Then similarly, these are intangible things that are offered by the product. For example, sometimes certain things like experience. You go to a movie theater and you purchase the ticket. What is the benefit that you are getting out of it? The benefit is entertainment. Can you store this entertainment? Can it happen that you are purchasing the movie ticket and you will say that, okay, I'll be entertained today, but I'll keep little entertainment of this so that whenever I feel bored tomorrow, I'll get that entertainment. This cannot happen. But when it comes to chocolates, you can have little bit today, and if you are hungry tomorrow, you can have that. So that is a physical product, that is chocolates. Whereas when it comes to your film, that is movie ticket, the movie that you purchase, you are purchasing what? You are purchasing the benefit that is intangible in nature. It is nothing but entertainment that you are purchasing. So when we're talking about all this stuff, what is this product? By definition, product is a set of benefits. So it is basically a set of benefits that can be offered to the market, right? So whatever benefits you're offering to the market, these are known as product. Now these offering, what you are giving, that is, you are offering to the customers, whatever things you are offering to the customers, that is giving to the customers in return of certain exchange, that is generally cash. The customers will pay cash and you will give certain benefits to them. These benefits can be either tangible or they can be intangible. So tangible means, for example, packaging, that is the product itself. Then intangible means service can come, the warranty that is coming along with the product. Suppose if you purchase a washing machine, it gives 7 years warranty. So that is a intangible benefit that you are getting from the product. And similarly, experience, just now what I explained. So what happens is, whatever things, whatever benefits that the customers purchase, which is either tangible or intangible, all together put together is known as a product. Now, this is the definition of a product. What is a new product? New product need not be a new one itself, but a new product is any product which is perceived by the customer to be a new one. It need not be a new one, actually new one. Like for example, there might be some product which is existing, say in some European country, but that such kind of a product is not there in India. For example, we have been talking about the 5G internet from the last 2-3 days, when our Prime Minister announced that uh, Reliance is going to come with 5G, new 5G internet. So this is the new product or new service that is going to come in India. But when we talk about European countries, the North American continent, this kind of this technology is not only new for them. In fact, it is old for them. They are running in even higher speeds of internet. So this might be new for us. We perceive that it is new because this kind of product did not exist earlier in our market, but it is not a new product. It existed in some other market. So perception is important in this case. What type of perception? The perception that the product is new. That is, the customer should feel that the product that they are getting is a new one. So basically what it is, a new product is any product which is perceived by the customer as a new one. Fine. So once we understand that what is a new product, what are the reasons for developing new product? What might be the reasons for developing a new product? There are a few reasons which are quite important and necessary why we should continuously keep on innovating and come up with new products. The first and foremost very important thing is because of competition. Now companies compete uh, to get the same market or compete for the same customers within the same segment, and they always keep on competing for the higher market share. Every company wants to get the greatest market share, as greater as possible, preferably 100% of the market share. So what happens is, to maintain or gain competitive advantage in the market, we have to go for new products. If we have new products, customers will be attracted towards us and they might purchase from us. So in this case, we will develop a competitive advantage. That is, we may have an advantage over our competitors. That is nothing but competitive advantage. Now, the second point why we should develop new product is changes in the consumer's needs and preference. Consumers' needs and preferences are never constant. They keep on changing over time. What the consumers used to need 10 years back is completely different from what consumers need now. When suppose if few years back when I was in college, I needed some other things, especially with respect to my mobile. I expected certain other things, so my needs and preferences were different. But now, as last few years have gone, the technology also has gone ahead, but my personal needs and preferences have also changed. Similarly, the need of the society in general will also keep on changing. So to bring about the changes that are required as per the consumer's needs, that is what we have to look for. That means we have to always look into the matter the consumer that the consumer needs and preferences are met, which are continuously changing. So the next point what they talk about is about the technology. Just now I said that technology keeps on changing. When I was in college again, uh, we used to have the button mobile phone, that is the dial pad, keypad mobile phone, and that was the latest thing. When I was in graduation, for the first time Reliance came up with the CDMA mobile phone, and that was very something very special. But we had to search internet and go to the highway to connect to anyone. That was a different thing. But so fast this technology has changed, especially the mobile and the wireless technology is completely different. Today's technology which we are getting is far more superior than the previous technology. That is one reason why Nokia fell behind, because they did not anticipated this change in technology and they kept back. They were pushed back by companies like Samsung or Micromax or even other mobile brands which you have right now, Vivo or other brands which we have. So all these brands have pushed Nokia behind. Why? Because Nokia refused to change its technology from the dial pads to touchscreen mobile phones, smartphones, and when it changed, it was too late because other companies had already gone ahead of them. Another important point is Nokia not only refused to change initially, but from a dial pad to touchscreen mobile phones, but later on they also refused to have the double SIM, that is dual SIM mobile phones. Very recently they have launched a dual sim mobile phones, that is maybe I think 2 years back only they have launched their first dual sim mobile phone. Before that they had only single sim, but people expected dual sims. So that is one more reason why you have to keep in touch with the technology. You have to see which is the technology that is emerging, which is the technology that is going to be used in the future, which is the technology that will be used by everyone in the future, and which is the developing technology. You have to invest in such a technology and be in such a technology means oriented product itself, so that in future when demand increases, you can also reap the benefits out of it. The last one is good image. What happens is, if you're continuously innovating, yeah, if you're suppose continuously innovating and coming up with good products in the market, new products continuously. People will feel that yes, this is a very innovative company. They are continuously looking after the customers needs and preferences. They are coming with innovative products. For example, Apple is a pioneer in coming up with innovative products. Their iPads, iPhones are very much awaited by people. They want people are always looking for what is the new model of iPhone that is coming up. So it has a very good image, and it is considered to be one of the most innovative companies in mobile world. So these are the reasons why you should always keep on developing new product. uh, with this, we'll stop here today for today's class. We shall continue the remaining part, that is introductory part, in the next class. If you have any difficulties, you can always contact us.